Suminaja Shamsuri. As a moderator, I would like to introduce you to our panelists. On my left side, we have Damia as a student and Alia as a founder of Ilmu. On my right side, we have Nabila as a teacher, Adawiya as an environmentalist, and Anis as the policymaker. The purposes of this discussion is to help people understand how ilmu will affect Malaysia's future from its pros and cons, its potential challenge, and what kind of policies are needed to ensure its responsible use for all. For example, of real-life scenario, in education field, as secondary school teacher, in Johor, use ilmu to create lesson notes and practice questions in Malay and English. Students get personalized quizzes and the teachers save hours for preparation time while keeping the content aligned with Malaysian syllabus. As a founder of Ilmu, can you explain a little bit about Ilmu?
So I will explain a little bit about Ilmu. Ilmu is actually being trained on local language and data to understand Malaysian culture, context, and also daily that more related to our Malaysian citizens. We also have AI such as ChatGPT, but with Ilmu is unlike the global-based LLM, Ilmu boasts superior understanding of Bahasa Melayu including dialects such as Kelantanese, and it also can come up on top beating and latest GPT-5.
What is Ilmu stands for?
Thank you for the moderator for that question. So I will give you the meaning of ilmu, which is Intelek Luhur Malaysia Untukmu, and it also designed by Malaysian for Malaysian citizens.
As a student, what is Ilmu can give benefits to you?
As a student, we see Ilmu a big opportunity. Unlike global AI like GPT or Gemini, Ilmu understand our local language and culture, which make it more useful for Malaysians. It can create new jobs, train us digital skills, and help us build our own AI industry. Instead of being a risk, I think Ilmu is an investment in our future.
Also, as the policymakers, we welcome the idea that AI could create new opportunities for Malaysia's economy. However, in this case of Ilmu, there is no evidence yet of how it will generate jobs or stimulate growth. On the contrary, by competing with global AI giants like ChatGPT and Gemini who invest billions into continuous upgrades, Ilmu risks being left behind. And if that happens, it will fail to bring the economic and employment benefits that we hope for.
Can I ask you, from your perspective, can ilmu shape your future career?
From my point of view, Ilmu is not just a study tool, but also an important skill for my future career. Malaysia is moving forward into digital technology, and there will be many jobs related to Ilmu in the future.
As a teacher, what's your perspective about Ilmu?
Okay, first of all, education is never one size fits all. Every student has their own pace, style, and needs. For example, some students understand better through visual, some through discussion, and others through hands-on practice. A teacher is able to notice when a student looks confused, when they are disengaged, or when they simply does not have. It may present information efficiently, but it cannot read emotion or adapt to the new subtle cues in a classroom. As a teacher, we don't just deliver knowledge, we motivate, we guide, and we inspire. We are mentors and sometimes even a counselor. If we over rely on ilmu, I worry we may lose that personal connection, which is often the reason why students persevere in their learning.
Teacher, you mentioned that Ilmu lacks emotional sensitivity, but what if some student actually feels more comfortable learning by using AI because they are shy to ask teacher directly? How do you see that?
That's a fair point. I agree that some shy students might find it easier to use ilmu at first, but even then, we need to balance. AI can give them answer, but teachers can build their confidence and encourage them on to speak up and to help them overcome that shyness. In the long run, human interaction is still important for their growth.
This is my second stand. Technology may sound exciting, but the real question is, has ilmu truly been proven to improve learning outcomes? Do we have evidence that students not only complete tasks faster, but actually understand the concept better? Because efficiency without comprehension is not real education. On top of that, Malaysia classrooms are very diverse. Some students are more comfortable in Bahasa Malaysia, others in English, and many in their mother tongue. Can ilmu really adapt to this? If not, it's risk helping only certain group while leaving others behind. And lastly, there is the issues of access. In urban school, it might be possible, but in rural and underprivileged areas where internet and devices are limited, ilmu could actually widen the gap between those who have and those who don't. That is something that we cannot ignore.
Thank you for that question. I respect your perspective on ilmu, but there is no public evidence or research indicating that ilmu has been proven to improve actual learning outcomes. But ilmu more focused on its technological capabilities and language fluency, and also ilmu impact on education to be evaluated such as empirical studies uh, and also pilot projects.
As an environmentalist who wishes and truly hopes for a brighter future for our next generation, I would like to express my concern over the side effects of running a homegrown AI model. Ilmu, right? First of all, I would like to ask you a question. Do you know how AI is actually operated? AI actually relies on water heavily. AI leaves huge carbon footprint and it is so detrimental and harmful to the environment. How does AI use water, you may ask? AI requires a vast amount of electricity to power these data centers. So, the servers inside the data centers can get quite hot and generate a huge amount of heat. Researchers believe that each string of prompts use roughly 16 ounces of water. To keep them at a stable and safe temperature, data centers use water-based cooling system. So I worry that the future generation could be hurt with our action from now on.
Thank you for that question. But I will say that don't worry, ilmu will not cause Malaysia to run out of water because ilmu is good for Malaysian language and culture and not through physical projects like dams, water treatment, pipelines, and plant because it runs digitally and not directly affect Malaysia water supply.
I do have a question for you. Why are we not utilizing existing AI models such as Gemini and ChatGPT? I have a confusion on why we are imposing more and more damage on the planet. And why are we rubbing salt in the wound? Because according to a lot of researchers, we are experiencing water and electric shortage around the globe. And around the globe means including Malaysia. I do think we have to blame ourselves for being the one who is responsible when in the future we do not have enough water to shower, to drink, and I worry that we will not have a brighter future. I'm afraid that with this action, it can cause irreversible damage to our planet and in Malaysia itself.
So for that question, the only possible risks that come from supporting infrastructure that may consume a lot of energy and water. But with sustainable planning and policies, Malaysia can develop ilmu without threatening its national water supply.
As policymakers, we must also consider the broader social impact. If students and educators adopt ELMO but later abandon it because it cannot keep pace, public trust in our national initiative will be weakened. Moreover, without clear guidelines, AI brings serious challenges related to data privacy, academic integrity, and also equitable access, particularly between rural and urban areas. These social challenges must be addressed before rolling out such a project nationwide. Our two priorities should be strong policies, not duplication. We need frameworks that ensure AI tools, whether local or global, are used ethically, responsibly, and inclusively. This means protecting Malaysian data, preventing misuse, and also equipping teachers with the right training and adopting global AI to fit our local context. In this way, Malaysia can benefit from the opportunities of AI while avoiding unnecessary waste of resources. When we compare Elmo to global AI, the gap is obvious. GPT and Gemini and other international models evolve rapidly and set global standards. So unless Elmo has developed a strong local specialty, what does Elmo have that the global AIs doesn't have to offer? Because this will simply become redundant because students would default back to global platform. This makes it long-term viability questionable.
For answer that question, what does Ilmu have that global AI doesn't have, which is other AI systems will store and process our information in overseas servers, right? And it also can risk privacy, expose sensitive data, and also can allow misuse our data without permission. But Ilmu, it has been trained to operate only in Malaysia, and we can guarantee you that our data in the country and will be protected by Malaysian laws.
So, I add some additional points. It is true that Elmo uses local servers, but this does not automatically guarantee stronger privacy and they are not necessarily safer. This is because cyber attacks can happen to any system, and in fact, global AI usually has more resources and stronger security policies to protect user data. And that shows that privacy depends more on security practices, not whether the server is local or overseas.
Does anyone have any questions?
To sum things up, looking at the environmental downside of Ilmu or AI in general, I think it's right for the government to invest in water reuse and recycling technologies as an operational and environmental imperative. For example, the government can offer full visibility into water operations to help customers reduce their water footprint, water-related energy, and greenhouse gas emissions.
To conclude this, I suggest that the government establish clear regulation on the boundaries between educators and Ilmu, ensuring that Ilmu remains a learning aid as a support tool while teachers continue to be the head of education.
To conclude, rather than pouring resources into duplicating what global AI already provides, we should focus on building policies that make these tools work for Malaysia. What matters most is ensuring that any innovation we adopt truly strengthens our education system and builds trust among students and educators. By setting clear rules on data use, access, and ethics, Malaysia can benefit from the best of global AI without risking waste or disappointment.
Thank you, moderator, for giving me time to conclude everything about Ilmu. Me, Alia Farzana, as the founder of Ilmu, will take each and one of you guys' opinions into serious consideration. And Ilmu is designed for Malaysia because I believe Malaysia needs to have its own identity and progress in the field of AI. So with Ilmu as a major technology, we can expand it to other countries, putting it far with the use of ChatGPT. That's all from me. Thank you.
In conclusion, Ilmu shows us that Malaysia is ready to step forward in the AI era. It offers big opportunities for progress, but also reminds us to stay mindful of the risk. What matters most is how we choose to use it.